talking about trades, people, let's try to simplify it in terms of the various trades. Obviously, there's fixed odds, there's spread, and all kinds of complicated trades that you could make. And I think what you focused on is fixed odds trading, where you say you're able to manage and your risks and manage what you put in and what you get out of it. So what sort of trades do you have on this platform?
Broadly, we can classify the trades based on the different characteristics they exhibit, and we have the range trades as well as the expiry trades. Now, the range trades are those that predict that something will happen during the course of the trade period. If, for instance, I have reason to believe that sometime within the next 2 weeks, gold will hit the 1,850 mark at some point. Now, I'm not saying that it will end there after 2 weeks. I'm saying at some point during the next 2 weeks, it will definitely hit that spot, possibly go higher or come lower, but it will definitely hit. That's an example of a range trade. That's a simple touch, no touch trade, really. If, on the other hand, I would like to predict that at the expiration of 2 weeks, gold will definitely have risen from the current spot at the end of the expiration, then that's a rise trade, and it's an example of an expiry trade.
Okay, what about the issues? I mean, coming back to the local markets, I don't know if you're aware that it's illegal to short markets in Nigeria. You can't bet on markets going down in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And there are many things you can do in this market. Mm-hmm. It's still very price movements, everything about the market, it's a bit, would I say controlled or regulated?
Highly so.
So what do you see in the markets in Nigeria that you feel opening up the markets to retail traders to... Nigeria is a very dangerous place because, there are 419 elements and all kind of rogue traders and all kinds of people around that when they see a market open, then they believe it's another place to go in and we can do all kinds. What do you see the restrictions in this market? How do you like to see this market open up?
Well, I think there are definitely so many opportunities to open up the market to everyday people. As it is right now, for you to trade the market, you really need to go through a third party. And, sometimes it creates undue complications. People have been burnt a few times and they're really skeptical about giving their monies to somebody else to control and all of that. So I think that for future possibilities where it is possible for an everyday person who has access to information, to play the local markets, the stocks quoted on the stock exchange and all of that, without having to go through a middleman. It would definitely be a welcome development. But I think that we have a long way to go, especially in our use of technology, because that's very crucial and important in our use of technology to enable a lot of these possibilities, because without that, we can talk all we want. If the enabling technology is not available.
The technology is there. You can trade remotely. If you're a stockbroker, you don't need to be in the market.
Yes, that's if you are a stockbroker.
Yes.
But the kind of empowerment that, puts control and responsibility directly in the hands of the individuals, I think that would definitely be a welcome scenario. And
how should this be regulated, in your own opinion?
Well,
because should it be every Tom, Dick and Harry going in there?
Well, ultimately, it's as simple as understanding that, in that kind of market, it means then that there is going to be an overreaching regulator, yes. There is also going to be the understanding that people, by their very nature, have to self-regulate because they're controlling their own resources. They're not. We're not pushing now because that we already have that where somebody trades and manages your portfolio on your behalf. When you now have direct control, it means that you have to live within the regulations. You have to act, in ethical manners because you're managing your funds directly anyway. So you have to be very, very careful and act within the regulatory framework.
Okay, let's take some questions. Let's take a question from Dele Oritola in Lagos. And he says, can one trade American stocks, ETFs, and options through this platform?
Yes, we offer those opportunities for American stocks, UK stocks.
So basically, it's a global platform.
Yes, it is a global.
You can trade any stocks on any exchange or any market.
Well, not any at all. Currently, we offer UK and US stocks, but we do have plans to expand into that's as it concerns stocks. In terms of currencies, we have more than 20 currency pairs that you can place predictions on.
Okay, great. Now, going back to the Nigerian markets, do you have the range of even the instruments outside the equities and the bond markets in Nigeria? Do you have the range of instruments that can allow for this sort of trading?
Well, not exactly.
Because even if you take a look at the trading volumes on the exchange, the daily activity, the turnover of the markets, it's still quite limiting. And by the time you now put all these trades, will there be enough instruments for people to trade?
Well, I think that that's a part of what the opening up system, what it would achieve. Because as it were right now, in terms of investment options, what you would notice is that Nigerians are more geared towards stocks. When you mention investment, a lot of people think, okay, stocks, the NSC and all of that. So, I mean, there's still options that people are not yet aware of that they could be taking advantage of.
Yeah, but let's take a look at the currency market, for instance. Let's take a look at Nigerian currency markets. There is only an interbank market for currency trading. So how you can't even enter that market because you're either getting your allocation from the central bank. There is one market. There is one key supply to the markets, apart from other companies, oil companies and exporters, and then the interbank market. So if you're not in that system, how do you open up that currency market to trading when you don't have a platform? And then you also have the bureau de change and the people on the streets who trade the FX in the black market.
Black markets.
It's not formally organized, and so how do you create markets out of that whole setup and then the currency markets?
You can't, and that's in the simplest of terms, you can't, because they're just all of these existing structures that, like you have rightly pointed out, make it close to impossible for just anybody to. And it's not a negative in itself, because some form of regulation is necessary. Otherwise, the whole system would be a madhouse. So I think that it's important to understand that it's a gradual process. All of these possibilities and developing them, for application to the Nigerian market, I believe they will come, but they will come in due course.
Okay, so we're not there. We're
not there, but they are. The future is bright.
So there's potential, there's opportunity.
There is potential, yes.
So who's going to develop this market? Because you need to work with the regulators, the market makers. You need to work with everybody.
Yes, you will need to work with the government as well. So it's a partnership. To make this happen, it has to be that the different elements are working together, hand in hand, in partnership, understanding that ultimately it's about what's best for the economy, what's best for the markets.
Well, that's a big one. But let's take your next song and then we'll take it to the next level.
Thanks, Tilewa. For my next song, I'd like to listen to Boyz II Men, a song for Mama.